I didn't want the last class to be too long, so I had to cut it halfway. And today, just continue with this. So the alignment triangle. Now, this is also in response to a brother, what he said about time. So I need you to understand this concept. All I'm still doing is preparing you for the series on mathematics. So today I'm going to look at the alignment triangle. And what do I mean by the alignment triangle? And again, if you observed, you will see that we've changed our handle to what? Code alignment. And that is because we've gotten to a point where we truly understand what our work is, right? That's why we changed our name to code alignment. Alignment triangle. What do I mean by this? It's just one, today. So I want to teach you time. Two, um, sorry. Yesterday, today, and then tomorrow, right? What does this mean? All this is what? Time. In the last class, I taught you, I mentioned clock edge, right? And I did something like this. So I told you the transistor, which is inside the CPU. So the CPU, right, switches at the clock edge at this point. So it will switch at this point and then lock it up until it encounters the next clock edge when I taught you threshold. So I'm just going to continue along that path. It's the continuation of that class. Now, what is yesterday, what is today, and what is tomorrow? This is basically about what? Time. So that tells you yesterday, today, and tomorrow are just one thing manifested in different ways. So looking at this, yesterday is what? Memory. Straight memory. And what does memory do? Stores charges. So it's either charge or uncharged, right? Today is what? Execution. Execution. And this is what? This is the doctrine of the CPU. So this is the doctrine of the CPU. So that is what it is. And then tomorrow is what? Intention. Right? So the combination of this, which is action, right? The combination is what will manifest what you call truth. So this clock edge is what we call the kairos, meaning the appointed time. This is basically it. So, judgment and you know what this means, mind, is actually the point at which law meets matter, right? So, what I want to teach you as regard mathematics is this creation of the law, which is the instruction part that is inside your blood, and your breath, which is the electricity, now comes in to combine with that to give you what? The expected output, which I told you in the last class, this being the threshold, and then we have faith moving in this direction. So intention is actually what? The what talks about the movement. So the direction. This intention is what creates direction. Because you want to manifest something, the law, the law is stored in yesterday, which is what? Memory. So whatever you have done that you have stored yesterday is what you are going to execute today to take you to this direction, which is what? The state of 0 or 1. So looking at this threshold, the direction that we are going to move, which is what? Which is the state. Either it is this way or it is this way, is determined by this guy, which is what? Tomorrow. The execution, which is actually being carried out by the CPU, the arrangement of the transistors, is what you are looking at as today. And then the memory, where the CPU is going to get the instruction from, is the yesterday, which is what? Memory. So what was inserted into this yesterday is the law that is coming from what? The mathematics. But this law is not the source. What we are going to what is what? This intention. That direction, eventually, the state in which we will find ourselves is what we call truth. Right? That is what we are trying to achieve. So how this law is created is the concept, is the series we are working on, which is what? Mathematics. And then you are going to see the practical manifestation of reality constantly. So the clock edge, which is the point at which the transistor is going to switch either to 0 or to 1, is the appointed time. So he told the mother, "Why are you disturbing me? It is not yet my time. It is not the appointed time for me to switch the clock state, for me to switch either to 0 or to 1 to manifest reality." So transistor does not switch at the continuous flow of voltage, but it is at a particular point it switches either to 0 or to 1. It is very important we understand this concept of matter, which is the level of physics, so that we'll move to mathematics. And then in between is the programming language that we are using to write code. Right? So your source code that you have written that is stored in the hard drive does not manifest anything until it is acted upon. So faith without work is dead. There will be no manifestation. So the assertion has to be made, and the propagation of the assertion will lead to what? The manifestation of the reality that we want. So that is what we are getting to. So all these things were separated into subjects because man is driving into one truth. So that is the continuation and the end of that class that I started. Then we are now going into mathematics. But even the next class will be still on what? Pre-math. Pre-math, which I'm calling level 0. What happens before number? So till we see in the next class. Bye-bye.